Horror Hour.
We all go a little mad. We get you.
The dead
You are on the dark night.
Here's
Johnny.
Go at me, Damien. It's all for you.
Hello and welcome to the Horror Hour. It's the place we discuss, we debate, we disagree on all things horror. I'm your host today, Yutaka. And today I'm actually going to bring you a review of Knock at the Cabin, the new film directed by M. Night Shyamalan, who also wrote it with Steve Desmond and Michael Sherman. And it's based off the book Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. And the basic synopsis is, while vacationing, a young girl and her parents are taken hostage by 4 armed intruders who ask that they make a difficult decision in order to avert the apocalypse. Now, this cast is actually one of the positives. So you've got Dave Bautista, Ben Aldridge, Jonathan Groff, Nikki Amuka-Bird, Rupert Grint, Abby Quinn, and Kristen. And honestly, again, I cannot rave about the acting. Dave Bautista is truly leveling up in his career. He was great in The Glass Onion. He was fantastic in this. He's really flexing his acting muscles. That was so stupid, but you know what I mean. He's really leveling up. Another thing that I really enjoyed is that throughout the story, you do get to learn more about how this family became a family unit, and you get to know more about these 4 individuals. And as you get to learn about these 4 individuals, you start to see certain nuances or something that really sets them apart from each other, but also speaks to the core of who they are. And that factors in later down the road. And I really liked that. Now, this is a very dialogue-heavy movie, but it's still very thrilling because really it is all about will they or won't they make that impossible choice, factoring into the do they believe or don't they believe. So you've kind of, when it comes to that do they or don't they believe, you kind of get those religious undertones. And that's not really, I don't think that's bad at all, actually. It's not beating you over the head. So I quite enjoy that. The other thing, this movie just hits the ground running. There is no setup. It starts and it just goes. I wish it just maintained that pace the entire time. Sprinkled throughout as we're seeing the interactions between, Eric and Andrew, the 2 dads, and these 4 intruders, you just start to, they have these flashbacks, and I don't necessarily know if all of it worked, because I think they're already building that this family unit truly loves and cares about each other, and so I don't necessarily know if we needed some of that backstory. It just felt, I don't know, maybe redundant. And there were some times where the dialogue felt a little bit repetitive, and so that started, for me, that kind of just broke up the pacing, kind of made it feel a bit sluggish, but still, again, once we get to that 3rd act, though, holy cow, that's when it just goes off. And I mean that emotionally. It is an emotionally charged ending, and it's done very well. That's, again, this is more of a thriller, in my opinion, versus horror, but I know the novel is classified as horror. I really appreciated the actors and the choices they made in terms of how they portrayed these characters. There is just, it's a spoiler, so I don't want to get into it, but when you see it, you'll kind of understand the choices that they made or how they came across. And it was interesting because I picked up on something I normally don't pick up on, certain things, to where if it's a mystery, I never know who it is, kind of thing. But I picked up on something, and holy shit, I was right. So, I will say, though, going into this is not your typical M. Night fare. I truly went into that thinking that, and I was pleasantly surprised that it was not. This was definitely, I don't know, it was a nice change of pace for him. And I think he did a great job directing it. I just, like I said, that writing at times was just, it was just, when it becomes repetitive for me, it just kind of takes me out of the moment when you're focusing so much on that, because there are action sequences, but they are not to the extent of just this dialogue between, you know, the two parents and these four intruders. Truly. I loved the soundtrack. Honestly, that score was great. And I think I will say, you know, for a movie that when they did the devastation, I think the VFX weren't that bad. But there was at one point I was like, okay, you maybe could have cut that out, because it just was, it not gonna say a little hokey. It just like, you didn't need that. And it's there was one moment that got me to jump. And it's not a typical thing, but I liked it because I always, you know, like, that's how in tuned I was. I was just so focused on this film that when certain things happened, I was just like, oh, all right. So again, you know, I have to say for M. Night, he's very, you know, he's 50-50 with me, because I don't think he has a consistent track record. So, you know, it's either incredibly great or just incredibly not so great. However, this one was just in the middle. I don't think it was bad, but I don't think it was great. It was good. I enjoyed it. I would give it a 2.5 out of 5. You know, I would say go see this. You know, you've probably already seen The Blue People 4 or 5 times now. Go check out something new. Go actually see something to where, again, Dave Bautista just blew me away. And I'm not familiar with Nikki Amuka-Bird, but I really, oh my God, did I love her portrayal of Sabrina. She was another standout to me. So again, I'd say go see it. I think you'll have a good time. You know, again, just don't go into it thinking it's typical M. Night fare. Now, I will say, if you do go see it, comment down below. Let me know what you thought of it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Or comment down below if you plan to see it or plan to go see something else. Which that's fine too. Just saying, you know, let us know. And hit that like button if you enjoyed this review, and that subscribe button, because we do see that a lot of you do watch our videos, but you're not subscribed. We put out a lot of content, reviews, interviews, and a podcast that is gutted, demented, rotted, filthy, but truly a fun time. So until next time, guys, bye.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.